Okay. Obviously, we're going to have a part two. Because I didn't think that I touched anything, but apparently I pushed stop. So we're going to pick up where we left off. Wood tree. And here's this aloe. It looks really cool, kind of, but that's a fungus. I need to pull up all of them that have that fungus, and I don't know if I should burn them or put them in the garbage can to be taken away because we do not want to compost it to perpetuate the fungus. This one is perfectly beautiful, but if we go up the flower, here it, oh, I'm too close. Here it is on the flower. So obviously now that's got to go. So one day, probably tomorrow, I'm going to take care of that. Now we've been having some problems in that bed, but something was in here last night. I did just put up this chicken wire before I did this. And here I've counted this morning 11 Anaheim peppers. So that makes me happy because this is grown especially for the one-stop market that I sell my produce and black market eggs to. This is a desert tobacco. The butterflies love it. Here's my other cottonwood. Now this bed, I planted hot banana peppers in here for the one stop. There is not a single pepper in here. And as you can see right here, there's evidence of something in here before I put up this chicken wire digging. They can't dig no more. What to plant in here? I don't know. Comments, suggestions, drop it in the comments. This one I know for sure is Cosmos. These two little ones I just put up, so they are currently empty. I still need to make sure the soil is moist. These little red guys in here, they're going to have these beautiful red spire flowers. But right now, I don't know what they are. I haven't Googled them. I got Mike Myers back here with me, helping me on pest control. He's even holding his windmill. Whee! And here, look at all this beautiful green. That's chia. Oh, chia. Not all of it. Here I have a seascape Here I have a seascape strawberry. Why do I know it's a seascape? Because I bought it. It said seascape. Over here, I've got a blueberry. I hope you can see it on camera with all this chia growing. This chia is for the chickens. I grab handfuls and just throw it for them. But I've got a climax blueberry right there. Mike, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Here we have radishes. I had problems with something coming down and plucking out my babies. Like, can you, those babies like that? But I have this chicken wire now. Mwahaha. So half of it is German giant, and this half is champion. And those two right there, let's walk around this side. My thornless mesquite. Those two right there are nice and fat and big and about ready to give them to Jeff and say, which one do you like better? Can we get in here a little bit better? Can we show how much? I can't see because, okay, that's not bad. Look at how nice that is. And then over here. So that's the Crimson Sweet. No, this is a champion. And this is the German Giant. And we'll be able to give those to Jeff and say, which one do you like? Because he loves radishes. Loves them. So, okay. Better. I've got my domestic down here and some aloe. You know, just going alternating with them. Over there, I got... That's bad camera, man. Don't come after me. That's my compost pile. In here, I've had some problems with something. I have a butterleaf lettuce. Then I have one row of dragon tail radishes and 2 rows of spinach and then another row of dragon tail radish. And right here is loofahs. Yeah, buddy. But I've had some problems coming in, so something coming in here and eating my flowers off of my dragon tail radishes. Let's get in there because they are so pretty. But I put a light and a windmill, and nobody has bothered my flowers. Dragon tail radishes are known for their seed pods instead of their root. So with something eating my flowers, can you imagine how sad I was? That's my Bloomingdale spinach. It's bolted because the season's over for that. And it's going to seed. So I'll have plenty of seed for this fall. Of course, you know, surprise Persephone is not with me. She's usually following me around. Dog and two dogs and a cat. Just reminds me of the incredible journey. Now, in here, I've got some volunteers. Yeah, that's right. These guys are volunteers. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm going to say they're autoflower because the timing is not right to have these beautiful, beautiful stacks of buds. Hold still. And I wish we had smell-o-vision. This is a cabbage that I planted in the fall. And it's, yeah, there's my head of cabbage right there. So, hopefully I'll get seed out of it. This one, I bought on purpose. I planted it on purpose. And I, put it in the ground on purpose. So, that's not a volunteer. We're going to say that. Keep count. I think I have 11. But I'm volunteers, that is. But keep count. How many volunteers do I have? Here we have corn. I planted 3 different varieties of corn. This one, there's nothing there. I planted an heirloom variety golden bantam. Not there. I forget what it is on the right because I don't have my journal in my hands. But I know in the middle, that nice corn right there you see is Sunny Days. It's a hybrid. Makes me a little sad that I have to plant a hybrid, but I really want corn. So there's that. We'll talk about this later. We're going to go in from the other door. And here, I have to keep the chickens out. I have to get creative. So yeah, I have a shovel with a tomato cage on it to block that side. Because it's all open. But in here, those nice things right there you see, those big green things, that's Brussels sprouts. I finally was able, let's get in here better. Oh, it bit me. Get off my pants. The door has a hold of my pants. I need to be more flexible. But I planted these at like Halloween. Oh, look, the phone's in the shade. I can see now. Look at my little baby Brussels sprouts. Finally, I've got little tiny baby Brussels sprouts. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the only one that's got little baby Brussels sprouts. These are raised plants. That one, and that one. Hi, red chicken. Okay, let's climb out of here. That's Trash Chicken, everybody. That's Trash Chicken. She is the reason I have to build an obstacle course. She is the reason I can't have nice things because she is the one that comes into the house. Trash Chicken. Say hi. Okay, let's go. In here, I planted cayenne and catnip and cayenne and catnip and cayenne and catnip. Oh, look. Don't focus on the wire. There's a tomato. There's another tomato. I did see some catnip, but right down in there, there's a baby pepper. Yay! And if we keep walking, yeah, I did that one on purpose. And in here, we've got green beans and thyme because I need too much time on my hands. Now these 3 pots are silly because this one I turned a couple times and I don't remember which way is which. But these are a different radish than those other 2. And yeah, I need my book. I don't know what any of this is. I planted heirloom tomatoes and pepperoncinis and eggplants. What are all? I don't know. I need my book. I need my journal. Never alone. In here, I've got beets going to seed because these were amazingly delicious. These were so good. Here we have some carrots. No, I won't go in. They're almost finished going to seed. And the pineapple that I accidentally neglected before I brought out here, and not a volunteer. There's 2 not volunteers in there. Now in here, there's 1 volunteer here. She's getting ready to go start stacking. She's getting ready to finish. There it is. Here we go. Look at that lovely color. It's beautiful. So that's a volunteer. Here's another volunteer. Here's another volunteer. And then here we are when I said, hold on a minute. We'll look at her in a minute. Look at how pretty. She's starting to get the buds too. Now this looks like 1. It's not. It's 2. This down here is another volunteer. We did have 3 here. But if you look down here, see where that one's cut? That's because it was a boy. It was a boy. So we said bye. And you can see how this one's kind of like extra fuzzy. We'll call it fuzzy. And like this one, they've got good airflow and all, but it's not as, I like to say shaver legs. Because she's so ready to be finished. I went ahead and almost like pre-trimmed her. Nobody else is quite like ready except for that first stall I showed you. We do have 1, 2 on purpose children. Everybody that's volunteered when we harvested this last fall, we had some seed issues. So we didn't know. I've got this janky broccoli and chamomile. There's 3 volunteers in here. Another broccoli. And way back in the depths right there is some parsley. So these volunteers have been growing all winter. In here, we have Swiss chard. That big one is the only one that grew all winter. Everybody else was started this spring. And here I have some champion radishes going to seed and another on-purpose plant. Behind me, I got another domestic pad. And in this tomato cage, we've got some things happening. This is a cucumber that belongs over here. How did it do that? We don't know. But there's a cucumber. I planted 3 cucumbers. 2 of them are coming up. So in this little area, marigolds obviously, and these on each side are large cherry tomatoes. Right here, marigolds in the back, heirloom tomatoes in the front. Over here we have a different variety of cucumbers. Again, I need my journal. I planted eggplants there. They should be up. They're not. We're gonna try it again. Everything all against this wall, I planted nasturtiums. Here we have a beefsteak tomato. And I've got some oregano coming up there. Those are going across the street soon. Don't pay those no mind. In here, we've got some African daisies. That's what's on the other side of the bricks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of, this is sunset color sunflowers. Here we have some watermelon. I don't remember. And then the rest of this bed is corn. This is the Sunny Days variety. There is my Persian melons. I planted more than that. That's what came up. I could have swore that I planted watermelon here. But look at these leaves. That looks like a pumpkin. I'm not complaining because the rest of this bed is pumpkins. These 2 are pie pumpkins. These 2 are mini orange pumpkins. These 2 in the middle are butternut pumpkins. These 2 closest to us are mini white pumpkins. And those 2 are mini striped pumpkins. We've got dill. My dill this year has been so prolific. Look at this nice lemongrass. This one's doing really good. So much dill. So much dill. It's doing so good. I've got all these potatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus potatoes. Over here I've got cilantro mixed in. Marigolds, of course. If we go this way around the bed. This is our Asian pear. It's so good. The fruit last year was little tiny things, but they were so good. Over here on this side, I've got a couple different onions. I've got some bunching onions, and I've got some yellow onions down here. Look at all of this just going to seed. I've got so much dill seed in the house. Oh my goodness. Over here, I've got some nasturtiums coming up. These are mixed nasturtiums, so different colors. Here's our other pot. This is the 3rd pot of lilac. What? That's tomato. Right. 1, 2, 3 tomato. There's my lilac. I've got some beautiful columbine. Now in this bed, I've had to spank my kitten. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 4.5 rows because it looks like she ate over there. Persephone Louise of gourmet salad blend lettuce. I planted some lupine flowers. Like they went this way, that way, that way. So I'll have some nice color. I can see them starting to come up. This nice blob is oregano. And coming up around this trellis is yellow pear tomatoes. These 3 rows are arugula. Of course, I have to get a lily in here. And here I have some artichoke. My pretty flower closed up because it's starting to be, sun's going down. I did have 3 rows right here of bok choy. I said I did have because Persephone ate it. Just like the big lush, like everything in camera would have been green grass. But no, she jumped the fence and she ate it. This right here is the only thing she left. Can you see it? Just that little bit. Just that little bit. Oh, she's such a mess. Okay. And if we continue, here's this giant patch of infested aloe that we need to start going through. Here, I've got sweet basil. This is a male red sweet pepper that wintered over really good. In this spitch of dirt, I've got tomatillos. Then back here, I've got mini sweet peppers. I have this green thing up because it's a little, you know, I need something to keep some stuff out. Here is a female red sweet pepper that also overwintered absolutely great. I have sweet basil up in here too. Those 2 little guys are jalapeno that I started from seed this year. And this majestic creature, look how big he is. That is a jalapeno that overwintered from last year. And I've already got fruits on them. There's a 3, there's an easy 5 on there. Behind us in the sun is, I have 2 red pistachio trees, but it is too hot here in Arizona for them, so they do not nut. But there's one with some aloe around it, just 3. Quartz, love my quartz. Those are going to help like outline stuff. Here's this other giant red pistachio with a domestic pad there. Here's my other little aloe bed that I just made. I busted up a mama and 28 babies. Yeah. Here's the pot that they were in. That little pot right there. All of them were in there. So I put 2 babies in the pot. Everybody else went into the dirt. Roses and bougainvillea. And there we are back at the... So, I don't know why there's 2 parts. We'll work on that next time. So I guess this is my second video. Bye, guys.